for tonight's video, I thought it would be interesting and powerful to do a whispered ASMR video that focuses on the energy of tonight's Virgo New Moon and the changes and opportunities that it brings. So I will once again be casting a circle using my elemental candles with the addition of a black new moon candle, since tonight is a new moon. A new moon is unique in its ability to promote change, opportunity, growth, and discovery. So I thought that it would also make sense tonight to use my Work Your Light oracle cards for affirmations and to seek the creation of intents, as this is an opportune time in which to invoke and place intentions. The backdrop today is my Strength Tarot card tapestry, because ultimately with this new moon I am seeking strength in all that I do as I take on new challenges and face opportunities for bettering my future and the future of my family. So I'm going to start by invoking my circle and bringing the moon into my circle. I'll start with Earth, and this is not a planned casting. This is not a casting that is used in any formal setting. This is me setting my intent and invoking the elements. So I will start with my Earth candle facing directional north from my location. Earth is also my element. It's the one I am most connected with. It's also the element that is representative of my astrological sign, and it is usually represented by the color green, which happens to be my favorite color. So tonight I reach out to Earth for strength, for grounding, for stability. Earth, I beseech you to provide me with the strength that I need, with the opportunity to grow and to face the changing of the seasons. I call you into my circle. I will now move directionally through the elements with air. Air, I ask that you bring with you a freshness, a new cleansing breath. Fill me, lift me, guide me. I call you into my circle. I will now move to water. Water, I ask that you cleanse. I ask that you wash over me and refresh me, that you bring with you a new start and a new freshness. I call you into my circle. I'll now move to fire. Fire, I ask that you fill me with passion and desire to seek and accomplish all that I have put in front of me. That you fuel me and keep my internal fire ignited. I call you into my circle. I will now invoke Spirit. Spirit, I ask that you strengthen the elements, that you bring with you and place in me a fighting spirit, a strong spirit to take on challenges in this new cycle. I call you into my circle. I'll now invoke the moon. New moon, as you bring growth and change and opportunity, as you open up the doors for new and exciting things. I call you into my circle to hear my intents, to hear my call. Thank you, new moon, for joining my circle. I will now begin working with my oracle cards. I previously introduced these in last month's ASMR video for the full moon when I worked with some tarot cards. This deck that I'm using tonight is the Work Your Light Oracle Card deck by Rachel Campbell. This deck is meant to deepen your relationship with your soul and the source of all things. It contains in-depth meanings and reveals how to attune your cards, activate a soul space, and it is meant to help you find intuition increases and embrace who you are and the work you came here to do. With everything that a new moon represents, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to work the cards and see if I can't invoke some positive affirmations and potentially work with some activation cards to help bring about a positive cycle. So I have shuffled my deck, and now I will start to draw the cards. The first card I have drawn is Keepers of the Earth. This says that you are not alone, and ancient ancestors stand beside you. It's a beautiful card. Let's read more about it. This card is an activation card. It says here that things are changing at a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago, or who you will soon be. You are in between, emerging, half risen, half falling. Keep doing the work. You are transforming. You will look back at this time with awe. So much is happening in your inner world and within yourselves. It's time to release old ways of being that have kept you in fight, flight, freeze mode. To choose a new way of being where trauma is not the driving force. Old childhood patterns are rising up to be healed as you allow yourself to observe them and feel them without attachment. They'll loosen their grip and fall away. You are being called to find new ways to self-soothe. Saturn and the Black Madonna and the African goddess Oshun influence this card. Saturn represents destruction and transformation. The Black Madonna represents the underground and all that has been cast aside. And Oshun represents the tender love of the original mother. A rethreading is happening, healing at the deepest of levels. While you are in this phase, don't put yourself under pressure to perform. You may need to review your relationship with your body, perhaps even shifting your diet or exercise regime, or getting energetic healing support. You may also need to consider some kind of emotional support, as issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. You are deeply loved. As I stated, this is an activation card. So it says here to take this card and hold it on your heart and say, I allow myself to receive the deepest healing and transformation for change to happen at a cellular level. What a beautiful message and a beautiful card. Perfect during a time of opportunity and change and growth. It is said that a new moon can also represent rebirth, as it starts a new cycle. I think the rebirth is the ultimate form of transformation, and the message is very fitting to my own personal growth and transformation. I will now shuffle the cards again. And draw another card. I apologize if you hear the dogs. They are outside, and while they are not near me, they are very boisterous and loud. I wonder if they too can feel the power of the new moon. I actually stepped outside to try to connect with the moon, and I was unable to see it, being that it's a new moon, of course. But altogether, I still felt its presence, and the presence of the goddess watching over me. So I will now take the deck and split it. And I'm going to take the first card that I see. This is the Warrior Woman card, and it says, "Have you answered your deepest calling?" Let us see what the book says for this. This card is an inquiry card. It is asking the question, have you answered your deepest calling? It is meant to be thought-provoking, deep thinking. Provoking. One of the few times I find it acceptable to question oneself is when you're questioning whether or not you are truly fulfilling your potential and on the path that you're meant to be. This says here, you are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often, our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts. And the more resistance we have towards answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes, fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I'm not afraid. I was born to do this. But the thing about courage is that it's not possible without fear. So if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then, as uncomfortable as you might feel, it's actually a sign you are on the right track. Another beautiful message. It does lead to the question, are you answering your deepest calling? Are you a warrior for yourself? I'm just shuffling again. I wanted tonight to be organic. I did not rehearse. I have not practiced or thought of what I wanted to say. I did not pre-draw cards or practice my invocation, as you can clearly tell. The only thing I knew I wanted to do was create a space where I could connect both with my element, with the moon, and with the goddess. The triple goddess is often represented by the moon phases. And I find that in these powerful moons, in the full and new moon, not only do they provide us with the best opportunity to look within ourselves, but there's truly power in these phases. And I often feel the most in tune with myself during this time. That is why I thought that the oracle cards would be perfect for tonight, because I feel connected to their power. I feel aligned with their messages. I hope that you feel the same tonight. I hope that this new moon brings you many opportunities, many new challenges, and exciting ways to tackle and face any hurdles in front of you. That it gives you the opportunity for rebirth and growth. I have now drawn the initiation card. This is the rite of passage, crossing the threshold. It is a beautiful card. It does depict a journey, doesn't it? Moving from light to dark. I love how the candles have lit up the entrance to the cavern. Let's see what this card has to say for us tonight. This card is an action card, so it will ask things of us. It says some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred, but only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated because you are heading somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth and meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark this shift from one age to the next, and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation, but is through the seeming hardships that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take this sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon, you will bless the things that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. Tonight will be a 5-card night. I want to represent the elements of my circle: earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. The next card I have drawn is the Leap card. Here it is. It says, "You go first. The universe will catch you." What a beautiful sentiment. And I've said that a lot tonight, but I truly feel that way about these cards. Let's see what the universe tells us about this. This is again an action card. This says, life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you are being called to leap toward or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or perhaps you are waiting for a big, fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission. Slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all we know in hope of something new. And it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. And right now, this is how you are being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the leaves to loosen their grip, to allow what once was so full of life to fall away leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear, and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. I cannot express how utterly perfect this card is for tonight. In the wake of a new moon that represents change and growth and rebirth, what is more powerful than the courage to take the leap to embrace all that this new moon presents? I am emotionally shaken by this card. It has reached a place within my soul that I don't think I was ready for. I feel so moved and encouraged and supported and prepared. That is an action card that I will be following through with. Wow. I apologize, that just was so incredibly powerful. I wonder, did you feel the same? Did you have an emotional connection, something deep in your soul that formed when I read that message? I hope that you did. You do not have to share if it is so, but if you would like to, please leave me a comment, leave me a message, share your experience, because I think that it would be an incredible journey to share with another. I'm shuffling for the final time, and I will draw one last card. I have drawn the the Age of Light. No, it's dancing in the firelight. But it says you've been training for this for lifetimes. I'm so excited to read about this card. Let's see what message it brings us. This card is an activation card, which means that in order to utilize its power, we must activate it by holding it to our heart and invoking it. But let's see what message it has. This says, mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen, and rise. It says here to take the Age of Light card and hold it on your heart and say, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. So powerful, so fitting. The message that everything you need is inside of you, that you've been preparing your whole life over many lifetimes to face the challenges in front of you, to grow. Incredible. I think that there is nothing more I can say, nothing more powerful, no better message to leave you all with tonight. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's video. I hope the new moon brings you the wonders of growth and positive change. I hope that if you need it, you find courage this cycle. I hope that you can connect with your inner god or goddess to find value in yourself and to love yourself as you deserve. I hope you find the strength you need for whatever journey you are on and the courage to continue down your path. Thank you for joining me tonight. Until we meet again, blessed be.